It's Sunday, which is day one of yet another week on my 366-pound weight loss journey. Still a lot of stuff happening in my brain. Unfortunately, whatever. A fun thing is that there is an almond blossom festival going on, which there's a lot of food vendors and stuff. So went out with my daughters and they wanted all of the various food things, very delicious food. So I had to make sure that I limited myself to just a little bit of each thing that they got. And I think I did pretty good. I mean, the tale will tell at the end of the week. But yes, 366-pound journey, 1 week at a time. And stay tuned. My name is Mark. Like, share, subscribe. Hopefully you'll find it entertaining. Maybe you'll find it educational. Hopefully you'll even find it inspirational. But please stay tuned. Good morning. No midweek, I'm just doing Saturday, but I'm going to do it in two sections. Not a lot to report midweek, so I decided I'm going to probably switch to just Saturdays only and put anything that comes up in Saturdays. So this morning, I'm going to give a shout out to my daughter for a thank you for a great idea. I have a new protein powder mix, which is sort of a cafe latte kind of flavor. And I pointed out it doesn't have a really strong coffee flavor, and it's very sweet, even though it supposedly has no sugar. So she said, well, why not mix it with coffee? And you know what? Why not? So I did it yesterday, and it's beautiful. So I make like 2.5 cups of coffee. Well, yeah, 2.5 cups of coffee. So I make 1 cup, then I make 1.5 cups, because it's a little Keurig, but I use the reusables. So if I take the first cup of coffee, add the protein, blend it up good. I've already brewed the 1.5 cups. Let's get that out of there. See, reusable. If you do get a Keurig or those kind of pod ones, please get a reusable. There's no need to contribute to extra waste. Anyway, so now I have a 1.5 cups of coffee, and I have a cup of coffee blended up with the protein mix. This is always a challenge. It likes to suction itself on. I don't want to like push too hard. There we go. So I just pour that in there, and it's sweet enough and creamy enough. I don't need to add anything else. Ooh, it's almost too full. Just to the brim. Anyway, so that, I guess, is my little tip for the day, is, you know what? Mix your protein with your morning coffee. Now, it is decaf coffee, but I think the accidentally ordered protein mix that has caffeine. So I don't know how much caffeine I'm having compared to like a normal cup of coffee. Probably not a lot, but anyway, cheers. And now I'm going to switch over to showing you some sample meals of what I'm supposed to be eating, what kind of meals I'm supposed to be eating. And again, this is my diet plan. You can have a different diet plan. You can talk to a doctor and see what diet plan works for you. This is what I got from the nutritionist, which wasn't too different from what I'd been doing before. Because the basics is lower carbs and higher proteins and lower calories. And that's the basics. So look at the meals, and I'll be back to you with the final update and some more news. Here we have a sample breakfast. There is a boiled egg with some non-salt seasoning. That is 70 calories and 7 grams of protein. We also have a protein shake made with almond milk, which is 190 calories and 26 grams of protein. So it's a very good low carb, actually in this case pretty much no carb meal. I also take a multivitamin every morning, which you should take a multivitamin if you're doing any kind of dieting because your food intake is less. So you need to make sure that you are getting those vitamins. Again, I'm not a doctor, just telling you what I'm doing. You figure out what you're going to do, and you probably should talk to a doctor if you have as big a journey as I do. All right, and here is a sort of a sample lunch. It's a can of crab meat, which is 80 calories and 18 protein. Again, fish and seafood is really higher concentration of protein. And then 2 servings, which is 1 1/3 cup of mixed frozen veg, which is 120 calories, 26 carbs, and 6 protein. So we're looking at 24 grams of protein and 200 calories. So a good ratio, and a good meal. I've got a fair amount of seasoning because honestly, crab meat needs it. But anyway, enjoy. And this is a dinner. This is kind of a deconstructed fish taco, or a couple fish tacos, but it's deconstructed. So there's no tortilla. We have a couple tilapia fillets. Underneath there's some cabbage and jalapenos. And the sauce is made of mayonnaise, sour cream, lime juice, and hot sauce. All told, it's about 353 calories and 47 grams of protein. That's because it's fish. Fish is a really good source of protein. So yeah, this is a nice sample dinner. I don't usually go quite this fancy, but this is what I'm having for dinner. Okay, I'm here getting ready to do all my editing and my outro. And I noticed the intro isn't very good, but I'm just going to keep it. So apologies, I noticed I have a lot of cat fur on me. I do on this as well, but it doesn't show up as much. Because we now have 4 cats. Whatever, you don't need the whole story, but I now have 4 cats. And of course, I think cats shed in response to stress. So I'm getting a lot more cat fur on me. And it was a black shirt, so it's noticeable, and I'm sorry for that. The other thing is that I didn't notice it at the time, but I had a daughter in the background talking very loudly with her friends. I think they were playing some kind of online game, and so they were talking very loudly, and it's in the background. But I'm just going to leave it because I don't want to reshoot it. And whatever, here we are. So I was going to take you to the scene of the crime, or a crime, but it's threatening to rain, and I'm not going to go there. So if you were paying attention, we had the Almond Blossom Festival, which takes place here in Capay Valley, California. There's a couple others, but this one's Capay Valley. And all the little towns along the way have some kind of special event. And the town I'm in is the main one where most of the vendors are. And there were a bunch of food trucks. So we're going to say, right behind me is where the crime occurred. A bunch of food trucks. I didn't participate in eating a lot, but I did eat. And I did eat things that I probably shouldn't have, including a lot of carbs. So my daughters were at getting loaded buffalo chicken fries. Delicious. But it's French fries as the base, so there's a lot of carbs. And then it's got, I don't know, cheese and bacon and chicken and fried chicken and whatever, a bunch of stuff. None of which is especially diet friendly. So I had some of that. Not a full serving. And a full serving would have been, I don't know, 2,000 calories. But it doesn't take much when the whole serving is 2,000 calories probably to, make it 300 or more calories. And then we continued on up. We stopped. We had some barbecued oysters from a fire department, they were delicious. And not too bad, but, they had garlic butter on them. So I didn't eat a lot of those, but still, again, we're adding some calories. And probably nothing wrong with the oysters, but it's just, all the garlic butter that goes with it. And then the last stop, they had making wood-fired pizza. They built they brought along a wood-fired oven and they had wood-fired pizza, which was delicious. And we had the vegetarian kind, which was really delicious. Honestly, I like vegetarian pizzas. I'm not a vegetarian, but I like vegetarian pizzas. Anyway, so that again had carbs. Now, I didn't eat a lot of it, but again, it's carbs. And the nasty secret about carbs, especially when you're on a low-carb diet, is when you eat carbs, you start to crave carbs. So the next day was also a bit too carby, and I'm going to sneeze maybe. Who knows? All right. There you go. You get a free sneeze. So the end result is that I gained a bunch. And I still want to crack that 400. And I was, please, God, please. You make I didn't make any fake promises because I don't do fake promises to God because God knows whether or not I'm going to keep those promises. So there's no point making promises to God. But I did pray. And I didn't make it, and that's probably God reminding me. So I only lost a pound. So I went from 401 to 400. Still have to break that 400, and I still want to reach 350 before the surgery decision. At that point, like I said, I probably won't do the surgery if I can reach 350. So there we go. Only a pound loss after a bad start with a lot of carbs. So if you're on a diet, stick to the diet. That's the whole secret of diets. And find something you can stick to. I can stick to this. I have been sticking to it. I succumbed to temptation. Anyway, it's another week starting tomorrow. Well, actually starting today, I guess. And we'll see how we go. Like this video, even though it's not great news and I'm not Mr. Hooray this time. Share this video. I think it's important for people to see that you can fail and continue. And subscribe if you want to subscribe. And comment. Like I said, I always read the comments. And you know what? You can scold me if you want. You don't have to all be good comments. Just don't be mean. I haven't had very many mean comments. I think I've had 2 in the entire run of this series. So the comments have been good. And like I said, I'm willing to be your support system if you're willing to be mine. So thank you for watching.